I'm Lee Spencer with the Racing Boys. I caught up with Ford boss Mark Rushbrook. So, what do you think about Ford versus Ferrari?
Well, first of all, I was happy that the Ford still won at the end. That was really good to see. But no, it's a great movie, very entertaining movie, based on a true story. Not everything in there is true, but it does tell a great story about the passion behind Ford Motor Company and the partners that we had at the time with Carroll Shelby, Shelby American, Ken Miles, to persevere. To go and succeed at such an iconic race as the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
When you think about Ford's involvement in motorsports, it just seems to keep getting bigger, and I think what really distinguishes it is there is a family behind Ford. I think that makes all the difference in the world when you talk about putting individual passion into motorsports.
It is still very true, and it does make a very big difference that Ford is a family company, and motorsports is in its DNA. So it goes back to Henry Ford winning a race in 1901, which ultimately the proceeds from that win created Ford Motor Company 2 years later in 1903. And ever since then, we've been racing, whether it's in NASCAR, in IndyCar, in Formula One, in sports cars with the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So it's part of what we do, part of who we are, and our executives love it. Our employees love it. It's a point of pride for all of us.
What were the challenges and why the push to go back to Le Mans? I mean, I know there was an anniversary involved, but it was one hell of an undertaking.
It was a big undertaking because the idea and the decision to do this was relatively late to be able to be successful in 2016, but the company was determined that we needed to go there and win. And yes, the timing was good for the 50th anniversary, but it's interesting. I just read an interview from Henry Ford II from 1966 about the reasons they went to do it then, for marketing reasons, for telling a global story, for the real innovation and tech transfer, for the employees' pride and enthusiasm, and that's the exact same reason that we did it today or 50 years later. So it's great to know the consistency inside of our company and the ability to use motorsports today just like we did 50 years ago.
You have a big battle on your hands this weekend, primarily 2 championships, but going for the Monster Energy Cup championship with Kevin Harvick. How do you look at that battle when it's 3 against 1?
Well, we have a lot of confidence in Kevin Harvick and the Stewart-Haas team, and that's why we signed them to come over to Ford 3 years ago. And we've been working really hard with them all season, with Doug Yates and Roush Yates and the engine shop, bringing some more improvements to Homestead, optimizing the aerodynamics where we can. Kevin ran a great race at Texas just a week and a half ago, and I think there's some good momentum there and good things that we learned that improved the performance at Texas that we think will give them some good performance at Homestead as well.
Also looking for a good run from Cole Custer this weekend. Also seen huge improvement by Chase Briscoe over the course of his rookie season in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, we love the Xfinity Series and what we have there with Cole and Chase and Austin running in the Penske 22. Cole's had a fantastic season. He definitely deserves to be in the Championship 4. He has run very strong at Homestead the last 2 years. And we think he can run strong there again. And Chase as well. He's built up a lot of momentum, and unfortunately he's not in the Championship 4, but he can run well at Homestead like we saw him do in the trucks 2 years ago.
Finally, we have a veteran in Matt Crafton. Great plan bringing on ThorSport Motorsports, oldest running team right now in the truck series. Think the old guy can knock off some of those young kids.
Matt's had a great season, good solid performance through the season, and definitely proved it at Phoenix last week, where he was outside of the Championship 4 but raced his way in, and he knows how to drive at Homestead, and ThorSport will have a good truck for him.
There's been some talk about maybe David Gilliland coming back to the Ford make. Is it possible that you could be looking at another truck organization to join the Ford brand for 2020?
So we go racing with the best partners, and we're always looking for opportunities like that. to perform at different levels, as well as building our development program. So what I'd say right now is we look for those opportunities, and when they're in front of us, we try to make those deals happen.
So there's a possibility.
There's always a possibility.
Appreciate your time, Mark. Thanks for having us tonight. It was a great film.
Thank you.